You're good, you're good. So far, so good. The meeting is called to order. Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the
On to the May regular meeting of the Community High School District 94 Board of Education. Mission statement, please.
Better do this right. I can feel all the smart in the room here. Community High School will ignite a passion for learning, foster leadership, and empower all learners to live their personal best.
Thank you, Rich. Board agreements, please.
Board member expectations. Board members will assume positive intent. Board members will treat each other with respect and be open and honest with each other and with the superintendent. Board members will speak professionally and keep discussions at board meetings relevant and focused.
Thank you, Lynn. Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Present.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Present.
Mr. Nagel?
Present?
Mr. Ramus? Kathy? Maybe you're on.
Present via phone due to health issues.
Thank you. Ms. Chavez?
Present.
Ms. Murphy?
Present.
All right. Student of the month.
West Chicago Community High School is proud to recognize senior Gilan Hostika for his exceptional academic achievements and contributions to school community. During his time at West Chicago Community High School, Gilan has earned numerous academic honors, including the Illinois State Scholar, Seal of Biliteracy, AP Scholar, and a 5.424 GPA, placing him on the high honor roll. Beyond the classroom, Gilan has been a committed member of the AV Club for the past 2 years, where he developed his skills in photography. A 4-year varsity athlete, Gilan served as captain of the boys' varsity tennis team, where he embraced the opportunity to lead and support his teammates both on and off the court. While balancing academics and extracurriculars, Gilan also gained valuable work experience, previously working at Jewel Osco for over a year. Recently has taken steps to prioritize his education and tennis season. Looking ahead, he has secured a summer job helping teach cooking classes through a local family business, where he will work with children to inspire culinary creativity. Gilan plans to continue his education at College of DuPage, where he will pursue an associate's degree in computer programming, utilizing his AP credits to fast-track his studies. He hopes to explore game design as a future career path, a passion he began pursuing this year through TCD's game design and coding course. When reflecting on his high school experience, Gilan names junior prom at the Field Museum as a standout memory, an unforgettable night spent with close friends in an extraordinary setting. His advice to future WCCHS students is both thoughtful and wise. Make time for whatever classes interest you. Sure, it looks nice to get all the highest level classes on your transcript, but it all really won't matter if you don't discover something that truly interests you before you're out of high school. This school year was the first time I truly made time for what I wanted to do, and that discovery is something vitally important to anyone's high school career. Gilan Hostika's story is a testament to the power of balance, excelling academically while following your passions. WeGo congratulates him on his many accomplishments and looks forward to the great things he will achieve in the future. And here this evening, so we'll put that aside.
Good news of the district.
May 2025, WeGo leaves their mark at the Business Professionals of America National Leadership Conference in Orlando. West Chicago Community High School's Business Professionals of America, BPA, chapter proudly represented Illinois at the 2025 National Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida, with students competing against thousands of top qualifiers from across the country. Economic Research Team, top 20 in the nation. Seniors Brian Nguyen, Ryan Slatterly, Dirk Ulbrich, and Benjamin Plumley competed in the highly competitive Economic Research Team event. Their 7-minute presentation focused on explaining the primary objectives of monetary policy and the tools central banks use to achieve those goals. They evaluated the effectiveness of these tools in managing inflation and promoting economic stability using real-world examples. After taking second place at regionals and first at state, the team advanced to nationals, where they earned an outstanding 16th place finish out of 384 teams nationwide. Daniel Sazlowski, I hope I didn't mess that up too much, dual event national competitor and industry certified. Daniel showcased his technical skills in 2 national events. In device configuration and troubleshooting, Daniel's test score placed him 30th out of 100 students nationally. His strong performance also earned him a Certiport IT Specialist certification in device configuration and management, a valuable real-world credential. In advanced spreadsheet applications, Daniel demonstrated in-depth Excel expertise, placing 43rd out of hundreds of competitors. Manny Figueroa, creative PSA content creator. Manny Figueroa competed in digital media production, creating a compelling 1 to 2 minute public service announcement focused on topics such as anti-bullying, mental health awareness, or environmental issues. His video included a strong call to action, educational content, and visual impact. Manny earned 4th place at the state level, which qualified him for the national stage in Orlando. Brian Nguyen, top 20 in financial math and analysis concepts. In addition to his team competition, Brian Nguyen also took on an individual open event, Financial Math and Analysis Concepts. Open to all BPA competitors, Brian's exceptional score earned him 19th place out of 313 students nationwide. Aiden Ryan, Illinois Executive Board Historian and Chapter President. Senior Aiden Ryan, this year's BPA Chapter President, also served as historian on the Illinois Executive Board. Aiden played an essential role in both the planning and facilitation of the State Leadership Conference and contributed to activities at the national level. While in Orlando, he participated in several open competitive events, gaining valuable leadership and professional development experience. Congratulations to all of our BPA Wildcats for their dedication, hard work, and impressive achievements on the national stage. You represented West Chicago with pride, professionalism, and excellence.
Congratulations. You all did a great job. You shall. But wait, there's more.
Okay. For May 2025, West Chicago wins 15th place at National Life Smarts competition. The West Chicago Life Smarts team finished in 15th place at the 2025 Life Smarts National Competition. The competition was held in Chicago on April 24th through the 27th. The Life Smarts team was invited to represent Illinois after winning the state competition in February. The West Chicago team met Oconto High School from Wisconsin in their final match. West Chicago took a 70-50 lead halfway through the match. Although West Chicago lost the match by a score of 160 to 130, they proved to be a formidable opponent. This was impressive since the West Chicago players are all sophomores, and they held their own against a team of experienced upperclassmen. The entire team is very excited for next year and look forward to taking advantage of the experience they have gained. Members of the team are Naya Patel, captain, Elio Bergu, Alex Jacoby, Keely Stewart, Jason Thunberg, and the team is coached by Don Zabalin. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you all. All right, that brings us to public participation. This is the portion of our meeting where any member of the public may address the Board of Education on any topic. We welcome your comments and will carefully listen to your concerns. We will not be able to engage in a dialogue during public participation, but when appropriate, we will direct the administration to follow up. Presentations are limited to no more than 5 minutes per person, with a total time limit of 30 minutes for public participation. If you are making public comment, please speak slowly so the translator is able to keep up with you. If you wish to make personal charges or complaints against individual employees, volunteers, or students of the district, we request that you send the board your concerns in writing rather than stating those concerns during public comment. If anyone currently present wishes to make public comment and hasn't already done so, please fill out one of the comment forms in the back of the room and hand it to someone at the table. At this point, we received no in-person forms and no electronic forms, so we move on to reports and information, teaching and learning report.
Well, good evening. At this time, I'd like to ask representatives from our incredible AVID program to come forward. I'd first like to introduce Ms. Stadler, one of the teachers, but also the leader of our AVID program here at West Chicago High School.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for giving us some time today to share some really positive news about our program. Firstly, as the site coordinator and member of the AVID team, I want to thank everyone for your continued support of our program. Without the support of you, the board members, the administration, the other teachers on my AVID team, Len Egan, our Director of Student Services, Nick Kemsky, who's still here in the building and has taught me so much about what AVID is, the support of the school, all of it really puts the community in West Chicago Community High School, and I appreciate you for that, and it means a lot to all of us on the team. So I wanted to extend our thanks before we start. That being said, because of all that support, you can see the numbers up there. Our AVID seniors broke some more records this year. We had 136 students, meaning that we served about a quarter of the senior class. We had 6 full sections of AVID 12, which is amazing. Our students applied to 403 colleges and universities. They were accepted to 382, which gives them a 95% acceptance rate. The scholarships they were awarded, here is where we broke another record, over $24 million in scholarships awarded to those students, and they accepted over $3.5 million of those scholarships. So we are incredibly proud of our AVID 12 students and all of the hard work that they've put in to achieve these numbers. So we wanted to celebrate that firstly. And we have a video that is a yearly tradition that we like to share, so we thought we would share that with you. And I believe this is the first time anyone is seeing it outside of the teachers in our program and Dave Jennings, who put this together. Shout out to Mr. Jennings. very proud, as I said, of the students. I know Jen Culbertson's not here to sing her own praises or her own students' praises, but this is the second year in a row that she's had a Dell Scholar in her class. So again, very super proud of the students. Speaking of being proud of them, we did something new this year. So we have an Avid Senior Signing Night every year, and you're always welcome to attend that as well. It's a great night where we celebrate with the families the success of our Avid 12 students, and some of you I know were there, and it was wonderful. And one thing that we wanted the students to do was to be able to use their voice to explain how Avid has supported them and how they feel that's worked out for them. And specifically, we all had them all write essays. And when they submitted them, we read them blind. We just had their ID numbers on them and we just read them. And we chose the top 3 essays. And we shared a prize with them, a going away gift for their college or their university, things like a planner and all of those kinds of fun things that you'll need. And we have with us today Miss Xochitl Lopez, who was kind enough, even after having graduated, to come back and to speak to you and to share her essay with you. She was one in the video. And if you want to see the video again, I know sometimes it lags when you do the wireless, which happens in my classroom too. I get it. It'll be posted and you can see that as well. But Xochitl will be going to Northern Illinois University very soon here, and she wants to come and share her essay with you. So he'll hear from the students. Come on down, Xochitl. And you have it, right? Perfect. Prepared, see? She's always prepared. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Xochitl, and I am going to NIU, so yay. An avid wildcat means to be the best role model you can be for yourself and others. I've been in this program for about 5 years, and I've learned and failed in this class throughout various tasks. This program not only taught me perseverance, but it also made me discover a better version of myself. I entered this program as a shy and insecure girl who didn't know what she wanted, especially after high school. I met a lot of new people who were also discovering themselves, and it was the best moment of my life. I remember freshman year doing a senior capsule, and it was a thrilling experience to talk to others, and the wonder of who I'll become in the future. I only took this class because my siblings had taken it, but other than that, I knew nothing. They used to come home having to do the tutorial work, and they loved it because they didn't have an older sibling to get help from. I believe we were all taught to become independent and face reality and how you can be successful. All my Avid teachers have inspired me to become a better person. I mean, right from the start, everyone has to get out of their comfort zone, which I hated, but now in senior year, I don't mind at all. I grew in confidence knowing that in this program, I won't ever be judged or seen as weak, just because I don't know a subject or a question. Avid is not just an elective in high school, but it's a community and a family. Ever since joining, I've become more open towards others and have been utilizing every source I can to be successful. I mean, this program reminded us every week to focus on our grades, notes, and our overall goal, which is to go to college. I know a lot of individuals like to remind Avid teachers how they don't like to do the tutorials each week, but it has been a tool that we will later be thankful for. I cannot be more thankful to the Avid teachers this year because they have been teaching me how to use my time wisely, how to make a monthly and weekly schedule. I originally believed that this would be a waste of time because I could be finding other scholarships, but it's tough love that we all need. I remember this one activity where we had to write Cornell notes about a simple origami video, then give it to someone else for them to read it as instructions. It was a disaster. This activity was one of my most valuable lessons because I believed I explained it enough, but apparently it was not. This taught me to be more alert when it came to taking notes because that's where I'm getting all my information from in college, and I need to know how to use my notes accordingly. Even though we have those valuable moments, this program has become a second family to me. Not only are these Avid teachers a support system, but they make sure that we're getting the help we need. Each year, I feel more and more connected to the program and the people in it because I know where to get help and information. A great memory I have was when I was trained to be an Avid tutor. I felt so proud of myself for making it this far. I mean, I became somewhat social and made a ton of friends. Avid encouraged me to join clubs and be more productive with the time I had in high school, which I'm always going to be thankful for, because no other program will push you this hard to become a better person. I plan to use all my Cornell note-taking skills to teach myself when I go off to college, and especially those monthly, daily schedules to use my time productively. If I were to change one thing when starting this AVID program, it would be to take it all in instead of complaining about the amount of work I had to do. This amazing program has made me discover who I am, and I couldn't have done that without the help of all my AVID teachers who never stopped believing in me. I mean, I discovered my new passions, and this type of support system will never be like any other. I'm extremely grateful for the skills I've learned throughout this program and for the adults who have taught every student here that becoming an AVID Wildcat is a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very well written.
You know, real quickly, I hate to do this to Ms. Stadler, but I throw a curveball to show that the AVID program doesn't just stop at senior year, but we have a recent Wildcat grad from 2021 who is completing her history teaching degree right now at Illinois State University. And one requirement in that program is that they name an influential educator. And this student, Rihanna Russo, named Miss Nicole Stadler as her influential educator. I just want to read really quickly what Miss Russo said about her, even though it's been almost 5 years since she had her in her classroom. Miss Stadler was my freshman year history teacher, and she completely changed the way I view the subject. Before high school, I never really enjoyed history. I often found it overwhelming, and my experiences in middle school had left me feeling discouraged. But the moment I stepped into her classroom, everything changed for me. She made history come alive in a way that was engaging, fun, and meaningful for every student. Her energy, passion, and belief in each of us made all the difference. She never made me feel like I was not capable of doing anything I set my mind to. She also filled the classroom with excitement and curiosity, and encouraging us to question not just the content we were learning, but also the world around us. She always reminded us that it was okay to make mistakes as long as we were willing to learn outside the classroom. Willing to learn and grow from them. Ms. Stadler quickly became one of my biggest supports throughout high school, both inside and outside the classroom. I always knew that no matter what was going on in my life, I could turn to her and she would be there for me. She cared so deeply about each of us and made sure we never forgot it. She inspired me to be a better person, and even more than that, she inspired me to become a history teacher. Now that I am at the end of my college career, getting ready to step into my own classroom, I can only hope to be even half as good of a teacher as she was to me. There are no words or number of thank yous that could ever fully express how grateful I am for her impact on my life. She truly changed the way I view history and teaching, and I will forever thank her for that. Thank you for everything you do, Ms. Nicole Stadler.
That was a curveball. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was so sweet. Rihanna, amazing. And yeah, this is really, really special. So thank you guys for celebrating that with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for all that you do in the AVID program. It's a wonderful program. All right, that brings us to Director of Business Services report. Dan.
Thanks for letting me follow that.
You got to make it exciting now.
Just a few updates for the board. Just want to provide an opportunity. Any questions on the FY25 amended budget? Again, we'll have that approved at the June 17th board meeting after a public hearing. So again, if there's any questions, please let me know. For the FY26 budget, the timeline that I'm working on for that, we expect the timeline to be similar to last year for the presentation of the tentative budget at the August 5th Committee of the Whole, and then a public hearing at the September 16th board meeting. And then with the fence repair, as noted at a prior meeting, the repairs of the fence were approved by the Board of Education. At that time, per conversations with our district's insurance provider, it was understood that the district's deductible was $25,000, so that the fence repair was not claimable for insurance. Based on recent conversations with a new client service manager, he noted that the deductible is actually $2,500. So good news, the district's insurance will issue a check to the district in the amount of $10,600 after the repairs are completed. Quick construction update. The summer construction has begun. Demolition of the south greenhouse is already done. It's only took a couple of days for that to come down. They've already started with the underground plumbing for the greenhouse for the transition apartment, and then they'll have some concrete poured by the end of next week. All other construction projects will begin soon as staff are out of the building, which will be tomorrow afternoon. And then lastly, this month we received one donation totaling $300 from Ball Horticulture for the purchase of seeds. The seeds will be used by the National Honor Society students for a flower bed at the school. The donation was not larger than $500 threshold requiring board approval, but the donation form is in your packet under the report for your information. Any questions?
It hadn't really dawned on me, but are we tearing down both greenhouses for the transition center or just one?
No, just one.
Okay, so they'll still be able to use the other one.
Correct.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Dan. Director of Human Services report, Julie.
Thank you. For starters, May 23rd marked the end of the open enrollment window with a new plan year beginning on July 1st. This extensive process required coordinated efforts with the Education Benefit Cooperative, the EBC. To assist staff in making informed decisions, we provided educational opportunities including in-person and on-demand benefits presentations, Q&A sessions during lunch hours, and a dedicated session offering Spanish language and tech support. On the topic of the EBC, I'm also pleased to announce that our district has achieved Tier 3 status in the EBC Wellbeing Incentive Program for another year. This accomplishment reflects our robust Wellness Committee's efforts in offering tailored programming, conducting the annual biometric screening and flu shot clinic, and engaging staff in wellness activities and health challenges. As a result, the EBC will provide an incentive equivalent to 0.75% of the district's total projected annualized premium, totaling approximately $30,000. These funds will support a staff health insurance rebate and ongoing wellness initiatives. Special thanks to Allie Cockrum and the Wellness Committee for their outstanding contributions. And finally, as a reminder, board members are cordially invited to join us for the end-of-year brunch tomorrow, May 28th at 9:30 a.m. in the Commons. This event serves as our final celebration of the year where we honor our retirees. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. Principal's report, Will.
A huge thank you to Mr. Pater and Ms. Quatley for an incredible commencement. We had nearly 500 seniors and thousands of parents at NIU, and the night was absolutely spectacular. Speaking of great nights, on May 2nd, we took 642 students to Navy Pier in Chicago for prom. To say that night was a success would be an understatement. Not only was it our largest prom ever, it was our first time at Navy Pier in almost a decade. Students really expressed their gratitude and excitement for the incredible venue and an evening filled with fun, food, and dancing. This continues to be an amazing experience that we are proud to provide year after year for our kids. I also really want to thank the board for their support of this event and extend our appreciation to the following vendors who you may remember financially supported us and allowed us to reduce the ticket price this year compared to prices last year. That was DLA Architects, Quest Food Service, Haggerty Ford, Olson Roofing, and Andy Frayne Security. We have a short video that we'll be sending each of these vendors as a thank you with some pictures from prom and a graphic thanking them. We are also looking forward to hosting Lehman Middle School on June 11th for their 8th grade promotion ceremony. This will be the second year that we have hosted this event for our future Wildcats. In athletics and activities, I want to congratulate our girls softball team. They were the Upstate 8 East Division champions. Our badminton team also sent their doubles of Yasmin Castro-Mora and Noelia Vargas. They qualified for the state final tournament. Congratulations to both of them for a great accomplishment. I also want to congratulate Robert Lee, Nicholas Roskilly, and Judah McLean for qualifying for the IHSA Boys State Track Meet this coming weekend in Charleston. Robert will compete in the long jump, Nicholas in the high jump, and Judah in the 3,200-meter run. And congratulations to all of our spring athletes who have competed and completed their seasons this week. In teaching and learning, on May 16th, we concluded our AP testing season, marking another record-setting year. We had 609 students take a total of 823 tests. For context, last year, also a record-setting year, we had 509 students take 736 tests. What's really encouraging to me is that the number of students taking exams is increasing at a faster rate than the number of tests taken. And what that means is that more students are accessing AP coursework and exams. So in contrast, some schools will see their overall number of tests rise while participation remains limited to a small group of students taking more and more exams each. We are growing our AP program in all the right ways. So that 609 kids this year average 1.35 tests each. Compared to last year, our kids are taking 1.44 each. So I really want to personally thank Lauren Stewart, Lisa Willowhite, and Connor Zapital, three of our division heads. They oversaw test administration and did a great job from fall when the kids signed up all the way, just making sure that all the tests were administered. Also in testing, at our last regular board meeting, we were anxiously awaiting our ACT testing window, and I'm really pleased to report the entire event went smoothly. While a few individualized glitches occurred with the platform, all were addressed quickly and without issue. And a big thank you to our staff for adapting to the new platform with professionalism and teamwork. And an equally big thank you to Jenna Wint, who led the administration of the ACT under challenging circumstances due to ISBE's shift away from SAT. Also, last in the world of teaching and learning, I want to commend Mary Howard, Megan Paylighter, and Nick Kemsky for their excellent presentation on PLCs last week. It was our final Late Start Monday of the year, and they continue the important work of laying a strong foundation for professional learning communities in the year to come. And last but not least, final exams concluded today. Thanks to all the students and staff for great commitment and diligence as we wrap up the 25 school year. And last but not least, your monthly attendance and discipline reports are included in your packet.
Thank you, Will. Superintendent's report, Kurt.
To start things off, our action planning teams have been hard at work setting the direction for next year. All 5 of our teams have met 2 times with the objective of identifying key metrics for each of our established goals. The next step in this process will begin next fall, where the action planning teams will align goals and action steps with the identified metrics. There will be a naturally occurring cycle each year moving forward with the establishment, implementation, and review of progress. Principal transition. On May 12th and May 19th, our new principal, Dr. Poyo, spent the entire day at WeGo meeting with staff and conducting individual meetings with her new administrative team. Dr. Poyo also attended senior honors convocation and the commencement ceremony last week. She plans on attending a few more days in the summer as she closes out her current job and then fully transitions July 1st. The Executive Director for Human Resources update. I'm currently reviewing applicants for our next Executive Director of Human Resources. Given the timing of this posting, there is a strong likelihood that I'll be seeking an interim to fill this role for 1 year only. I've been in contact with several retired superintendents who all have extensive experience in human resources, and I'm confident that we'll be able to fill this position with a highly qualified individual prior to July 1st. 2 quick reminders. The III, which is the Joint Annual Conference, is scheduled for November 21st through the 23rd in downtown Chicago. Registration and securing hotel accommodations will begin in the coming weeks, so please let Evie know if you'll be attending. Bob did mention before the meeting that there's an excellent pre-conference session that we might all be interested in attending together with Dr.
David Horsager.
David Horsager, thank you. Thank you. So he was the one that we attended the keynote last year on about trust in an organization. Second reminder is our annual board governance retreat is scheduled for Wednesday, July 30th. If you have any items you'd like to discuss, please pass those along my way. I know we had 2 from our last meeting that we'll be sure to put on that agenda. And lastly, our Freedom of Information Act request. We have received 4 FOIA requests since the last regular Board of Education meeting. Julie has responded within the required time frame. These requests have been included in your packet. That concludes my report.
All right, committee and representative reports.
Question, what are the 2 topics we have now for the retreat?
We were going to talk about, I knew you were going to ask that, Rich. I think I wrote it down here.
We're going to talk about the cow structure.
The cow structure, and then we were also going to talk about evaluation and metrics. The first committee report is the DEOS. On May 15th, I attended the DEOS Board of Directors meeting. The agenda for this meeting has been included in your packet. As a reminder, Mary Howard will take over as our Board of Directors representative for DEOS effective July 1. LEND, which is the Legislative Education Network of DuPage. I was unable to attend the April 25th LEND meeting due to conducting principal interviews, so there are no updates to report at this time. However, I have passed along many LEND updates electronically in order to keep the board apprised of pending legislative matters. SACID, since our last board meeting, I attended 2 SACID Board of Directors meetings, one on April 16th, the other on May 21st. The agendas for both meetings have been included in your packet, and the next SACID Board of Directors meeting is scheduled for June 11th. The DuPage IASA meeting, the last official one of the year was on May 14th, where we discussed summer professional development opportunities, ongoing legislative updates, and were provided an update from IASA attorney Chad Watkins. The final informal meeting is scheduled for Thursday, June 5th.
Thank you for your report. Future dates. June 3rd is a Committee of the Whole meeting, and June 17th is a regular Board of Education meeting. Board members' open comments.
As usual, the play was phenomenal. I hope everybody is able to get there. Mr. Begovich has a standing open invitation to any board member and guests to come and enjoy. So if you got there, good. If you didn't, shame on you, all I can say. They just keep getting better. It's hard to sit there and watch and not know that you're looking at something very professional, very well done. The casting is phenomenal. The sets and the costumes are awesome. So.
I'll just make a comment piggybacking on what Kurt mentioned about the pre-conference workshop. It's on the Friday of that weekend, and if you're able to attend, it should be a wonderful thing. There, David Horsager did one of the keynotes last year, but he also did a pre-conference workshop several years ago that I attended, and I've been going to the school board conference every year since I first got on the 34 board in '99. And so I've been to a lot of workshops, a lot of seminars, a lot of sessions. And I think that the pre-conference workshop that I went to with David Horsager about trust was the best one that I had attended out of any of that. And so when I've gone to these workshops, I know sometimes a board will, like a whole board will come, or most of a board will come to, get in on some of this learning opportunity. It just occurs that this might be a great opportunity if we can have, if not the whole board, as many of the board as possible attend that session. That might be food for thought and food for discussion for us as a board. If you're interested in that, I have a suspicion they brought it back because he was the keynote speaker and a lot of people enjoyed his keynote. It might fill quickly. So if you're interested, I would say think about it and let Evie know as soon as possible.
While still discussing the conference, the resolutions for this year are out. I got a copy. I don't know if everybody did. If I'm the delegate again, I'll be going through that resolution and we'll talk about it in the next meeting or so.
Sounds good. Any other open comments?
Graduation was great. If they could only do something about the sound.
Sounds a lot better when you watch the YouTube recording of it.
That's what I understand. We must, the stage must just be in a spot where two sets of sound waves cancel each other. So.
It's a sporting arena. You get that kind of thing, unfortunately.
The sound is great for everybody, but about 12 of us. So.
The important 12.
Fair point.
Or the 12 that at least want to hear what's going on.
But like as you said, it was wonderful. It's always great to see the looks in the eyes of those graduates when they finally cross that stage. It's the best night of the year.
I did enjoy the change a little bit where the board members were handing out diplomas as well. That was fun. Get to see, some big smiles.
I'm glad that everybody got to participate in that. That's a wonderful thing. All right, any future issues? Hearing none, we move to consent agenda. Does anybody wish any items removed from the consent agenda for separate action?
I'd like to remove the personnel report.
All right, we will remove the personnel report. Anything else? All right, consent agenda. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda for the minutes, financials and reports, resolution designated interest earnings, FY 2026 treasurer appointment, FY 2026 treasurer bond, approved depository accounts for district funds, interfund transfer, impressed fund, annual approval of transportation hazardous safety routes, consolidated district plan, donations over $500, FY 26 RSSP, ALOP and rebound, renewal of memorandum of understanding, FY 2026 miscellaneous wages recommendation.
Move. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Ms. Doremus,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy.
Aye.
That brings us to The personnel report. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the personnel changes as presented.
So moved.
Do we second?
Something we want to go into closed session for.
Well, it depends on whether you want to get into specifics on specific individuals.
Are we required to have a second, then discuss? And-
Well, we
or
can go into
Can we table this?
We can go into closed session at any point. In fact, at this point, we could
And then
put
do-
it off for the closed session that we're going to have later anyway, and then we would have action coming out of closed session.
Or we could go into closed session.
Or we could do it now.
And have action. If it was going to be a quick discussion, we could do that.
Or if you feel that that we want to get into some detail that requires closed session, then I guess the question would be, would you care to make a motion to enter closed session at this point for discussing of personnel matters? Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
All right, we'll be going into I expect, relatively short closed session, and we will certainly let you know when we're going back into open session. Are we good? Okay. All right. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the personnel changes as presented. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Abstain.
Ms. Doremus?
Abstain.
Ms. Chavez?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
All right. The motion carries. And there being no old business, we move to new business. Driver's education car purchase. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the 2022 Nissan Altima for the driver's education program in the amount of $16,872.40.
So moved. Second.
Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2025 annual furniture purchase. Recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the purchase of furniture from Warehouse Direct, Desplaines, Illinois, in the amount of $63,486.41 as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2025 summer food service contract. Recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the summer food service program contract with Quest Food Management Service, LLC, as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Chavez?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer? Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Motion carries. SDM Gym Solutions proposals. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the estimates provided by SDM Gym Solutions, Joliet, Illinois, for the repair and replacement of straps and cables in multiple gym spaces in the total amount of $17,930 as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez?
Motion carries. Summer parking lot improvement approval. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the quotes from Arthur J. Lutens and Sons, Inc., West Chicago, Illinois, in the total amount of $17,818.60 for parking lot repairs.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
He's going to bring his steam engine to do that?
Is he the guy with the steam engine? That would be very cool.
I don't think that's quite necessary for this project.
Could be fun.
Could be fun, though. I'll ask.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Motion carries. IHTPE heart monitors approval. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the purchase of 112 heart rate monitors, 4 charging storage cases, and the accompanying software in the amount of $16,108 from Interactive Health Technologies of Austin, Texas.
So moved.
Any discussion?
Those for the PE classes?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Motion carries. Music program trip to Orlando, Florida, Disney World. Recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the requested trip for the music department to travel to Orlando, Florida from February 25th to March 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye. Motion carries. Support staffing request for 2025 to 2026. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the support and confidential staffing recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy? Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Motion carries. Job description updates. The recommended motion, the Board of Education approve the job descriptions as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Motion carries. SPED Transition Program Memorandum of Agreement. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the SPED Transition Program Memorandum of Agreement as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Chavez? Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Motion carries. Family Liaison Memorandum of Agreement. The recommended motions that the Board of Education approve the Family Liaison Memorandum of Agreement as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel? Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez?
Motion carries. And finally, Professional Learning Community Contract. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the effective professional learning community implementation proposal from the J. Balderman Consulting Team for the purpose of implementing professional learning communities at West Chicago Community High School.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Motion carries. That completes our business for open session. We will be going into closed session. We will not be taking any action coming out of closed session.
Can we jump back?
Okay? To which one are you jumping back to?
G12,
G12.
FY26, RSSP, ALAP.
Oh, okay.
rebound. Table there with daily rates. I was surprised that the virtual version of PFS is more than, is there a reason for that?
I don't know off the top of my head. But we can look into it for you.
And those prices are established by the DuPage ROE, and it's for the alternative learning opportunity.
I'm just curious why a virtual session would be more than an in-person session.
Question?
I'll look into it.
And what is PFS? Again, the act.
FS? I don't see it. All right.
On the far left of the table, PFS in person, PFS virtual.
I'll get you that answer, Rich. PFS, yeah. Part of the ALAP program, but what PFS is, it's a program within ALAP. I'll find out what that means. Alternative learning opportunities, yeah.
Okay, the recommended motion, the Board of Education go into executive session at 8:33 PM for purposes of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, and litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, specifically pending litigation.
Move.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Ms. Doremus?
Aye.
Ms. Chavez?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Motion carries. We will be going into closed session. Why don't we take 5?